I'm hoping this reaches people in many ways, so you feel like you're not alone, because that is how I feel most of the time. And I have a feeling if I say all of this...
Presley Gerber was born into the dazzling world of supermodels and fame, the son of Cindy Crawford and Randy Gerber. With a face that mirrors Hollywood glamour, you might think his life is picture perfect. But behind the scenes, Presley has wrestled with darkness few outside his circle truly understand. How does someone with every advantage still feel so misunderstood? What leads a young man to mark his own face with a permanent message of pain and isolation? Presley's story is a powerful reminder that fame often masks a battle far darker than the flashing cameras. The face tattoo controversy. Presley Gerber's entrance into the world of tattoos marked a sharp divergence from the clean-cut image he once carried as a young model. By 2020, the son of Cindy Crawford and Randy Gerber had transformed his once fresh face into a canvas of bold ink, culminating in a tattoo of the word misunderstood, etched across his right cheek. The decision sent shockwaves through social media, igniting fierce debate among fans and critics alike. Many worried that the tattoo not only jeopardized his modeling career, but also signaled deeper issues beneath the surface of his glamorous life. Presley didn't shy away from the backlash. During an Instagram live session, he defended the tattoo with blunt honesty, stating that if he thought it would ruin his life or career, he simply wouldn't have done it. His remarks revealed that this particular piece was less about style and more a raw expression of how he felt for years, out of sync and disconnected from those around him. The tattoo was a visible signifier of emotional pain, one that he was willing to wear openly. The social media storm that followed his decision reflected a broader cultural tension about self-expression versus industry norms, especially in fashion and modeling, where appearance carries heavy weight. Many brands and agents frown upon face tattoos, seeing them as obstacles to mainstream opportunities. Yet Presley's choice challenged those conventions, raising questions about how the industry judges identity and artistry. At the same time, it opened a window into the internal struggles of a young man grappling with identity in a high-pressure environment. Throughout the controversy, Presley was candid about the complexities of his mental state. He repeatedly stated he did not use substances and assured followers of his mother, Cindy Crawford's support, emphasizing her acceptance of his tattoo. This countered rumors and skepticism, shedding light on the personal safety net behind his public image. The family's backing contrasted with the harsh judgment from parts of the public and fashion world, illustrating the dividing lines Presley had to navigate. Despite the tattoo's shock value and mixed reception, it was short-lived. By October 2022, Presley had the misunderstood tattoo removed, signaling a shift in how he wished to present himself to the world. This decision suggested that while he embraced his vulnerability, he was also mindful of the practical implications for his career and well-being. The removal marked a metaphorical and literal attempt to shed some of the weight he had borne so visibly. The face tattoo episode set a tone for Presley's public journey, one oscillating between rebellion, self-revelation, and the search for acceptance. It was an early harbinger of deeper challenges brewing beneath the surface, challenges he would later address more openly. What started as a controversial fashion statement evolved into a symbol of a young man struggling for clarity and healing. Behind the ink was a person wrestling with emotions that few could see, but many judged. His boldness in facing this head-on both alienated and engaged audiences, pushing conversations about mental health and youth identity into the spotlight. Presley's story, as visible as the tattoo on his face, was only beginning to unfold. This raw, public display of inner turmoil set the stage for a broader look at how Presley's early modeling career and famous family shaped his experiences. Early modeling career and family legacy. Presley Gerber's modeling debut came with a built-in spotlight few newcomers ever receive. Born as he was to Cindy Crawford, one of the world's most iconic supermodels, and Randy Gerber, a model and businessman. From the beginning, his striking resemblance to his mother was impossible to ignore, giving the young Gerber instant recognition and expectations. Yet, this connection was a double-edged sword. It opened doors, but also created intense pressure to live up to a legacy already set sky-high. Initially, Presley's image was polished and conventional, with minimal tattoos and the fresh-faced look typical of high-fashion modeling. He quickly secured major contracts and runway shows, heralded as the next generation of modeling royalty. Still, the weight of his famous lineage meant every move was scrutinized, not just in terms of fashion, but also family reputation. The pressure to carve out his own identity while honoring his heritage often clashed. As he matured, Presley's style evolved dramatically, with colorful tattoos sprawling across his arms, torso, neck, and face, signaling a shift from classic model to edgy, rebellious artist. This transition unsettled parts of the industry and some fans who preferred the pristine image he had begun with. Yet, for Presley, these changes were deeply personal, reflecting his journey toward self-expression amid an intensely public life. Presley dealt with multiple difficulties because he was raised in a household that received global media attention. The pressures of fame created distinct sources of stress through constant media coverage and social comparison and the demanding nature of celebrity existence. His peers received better protection from mistakes, while he faced constant public scrutiny, which made it difficult to make errors. The environment he experienced throughout his life created obstacles which affected both his career decisions and his private difficulties. Presley managed to handle the difficulties which he faced while developing his creative work because he maintained his determination to succeed. He accepted his background advantages but wanted to establish his identity through personal achievements. The theme of balancing legacy with personal identity emerged throughout the story, because it showed how characters needed to maintain their family ties while developing their own unique selves. The Gerber family required high-profile status because it allowed them to access immediate assistance through available support systems. The public support from Cindy Crawford and the continuous presence of Randy Gerber provided stability during the disorderly period. The pressures which existed within the industry, combined with external pressures, created a difficult environment which Presley had to manage. His development from an innocent model to a tattooed personality represented more than an external change because it showed how fame created challenges in his quest for self-discovery. A chain of events began that created results which extended beyond fashion because they involved mental health issues and personal freedoms and the expenses associated with being famous. Presley established his initial career path through his family connection, which opened doors for him to achieve both successes and conflicts. The public persona he displayed requires people to understand his background because it shows his actual emotional state. As Presley's personal life developed, his high-profile relationship with model Lexi Wood brought additional layers of public attention and emotional complexity. Relationship and breakup with Lexi Wood. Presley Gerber's relationship with fellow model Lexi Wood quickly became a focal point for media and fans, adding a new chapter to his public life, full of hope and heartbreak. The pair began dating less than a year before going public in 2022, marking the beginning of what looked to many like a young couple's promising romance. Their connection was displayed openly on social media, with affectionate photos, including beachside kisses that drew waves of fan support and congratulations. In October 2022, Presley hinted at a significant milestone, implying an engagement to Lexi through Instagram posts featuring intimate images captioned simply, "Guys, I did it." Lexi's response? A repost with a heart emoji, infinity sign, and lock and key seemed to confirm the seriousness of their relationship. For fans, it was a joyful moment signaling commitment and new beginnings. Yet this hopeful picture unraveled quickly. Less than a month after the announcement, reports surfaced that Presley and Lexi had ended their relationship. The news shocked many, as the couple had deleted all traces of each other from Instagram, a digital erasure symbolic of finality in the modern age. Despite being seen together just a week before, insiders suggested Lexi was ready to move on, hinting at unseen tensions or struggles beneath the surface. The breakup generated challenges that affected both their private life and their public existence. Young people like Presley, who share their entire lives on social media, must control their heartbreak because their relationship with Presley has ended. The fans and media outlets analyzed every aspect, which resulted in a situation that made it harder for him to achieve recovery. Presley showed his continuous pattern of experiencing life through two opposite emotional states. The public nature of his relationship created stronger effects, which required him to experience personal suffering while being watched by others. This situation tested his ability to stay strong and develop as a person. Presley experienced both normal life and all the pressure from his fame, which created problems during his brief relationship that he conducted in public. The rapid transition from engagement rumors to separation would affect any person because it demonstrates how quickly celebrity life transforms. Presley used his mental health difficulties to show people how he advanced after his heartbreak because he shared details about his mental health problems and his journey to recovery from his previous errors. The experience with Lexi became a part of a larger story, which included learning, healing, and achieving balance. The emotional aftermath from this breakup established the foundation which Presley used to start his depression disclosure and social media anxiety process, which led to fresh discussions about how people should express their vulnerabilities and seek assistance. Those struggles with mental health and public scrutiny would become defining elements of Presley's path forward, steering him toward advocacy and self-care. Mental health battles emerge. As Presley Gerber grew older, the public began to witness a shift, not just in his appearance or relationships, but in his willingness to openly address his mental health struggles. In a rare and honest interview in 2023 on the Studio 22 podcast, Gerber revealed the battles that had long been hidden behind his striking looks and family fame. He shared how depression and other mental health challenges had affected him deeply, acknowledging the weight these struggles carry even for someone privileged with fame and resources. Presley spoke candidly about the isolation and pain that accompanied his journey, emphasizing that his intention was to help others who might feel similarly lost or misunderstood. Whether I help one person or 100 people get out of that place that I was in at one point in my life, that's all I need to do, he said. This vulnerability marked a new chapter in his life, where sharing his truth became part of his healing and public mission. Despite a history of public backlashes and personal mistakes, Presley showed a maturity that acknowledged these hardships as lessons rather than failures. He viewed his past as a roadmap, hoping his experiences might prevent others from making the same missteps. This perspective shifted public perception of him, painting him less as a reckless youth and more as a young man striving for growth and redemption. Presley's openness stood out in an industry that often pressures young stars to maintain an image of perfection. The constant scrutiny from media and social platforms had taken a toll, and he was beginning to shed the guardedness that once defined him. His honesty about mental health sparked important conversations among fans and followers, many of whom found solace in his story. Presley identified social media hate as the most difficult challenge to overcome. He admitted that a single negative comment could ruin his day, an experience all too familiar for many young people navigating the digital world. He explained his method for defending against harmful people by choosing to concentrate on his mental health instead of their negative influence. Presley told his followers to stop using social media during stressful times because he wanted to show them that requesting assistance shows genuine strength. His experience built him through difficult times, yet his actual purpose was to help others learn how to manage their mental well-being. The sympathy and support he provided made people see him differently. They viewed him as someone who dedicated himself to creating positive changes. Gerber understood that he needed to acquire more knowledge, yet he believed that all people traveled the same path toward improved mental health. He used social media to connect with his followers by sharing his personal experiences. This method enabled him to challenge existing social stereotypes while creating a welcoming environment. His new public image emerged from this method because it developed around themes of healing and responsibility and optimistic outlooks. Presley displayed personal development through his bravery in sharing his most intimate problems to the world. The dedication to transform suffering into meaningful work showed his struggle to rebuild his existence after all the public attention and disputes had ended. This emerging awareness set the stage for his proactive efforts to create support systems and resources for others facing similar struggles. Launching mental health initiatives. Taking his personal experiences as a starting point, Presley Gerber began channeling his energy into mental health advocacy, aiming to transform his struggles into something meaningful beyond himself. On his Instagram page, he launched a series called Mental Health Mondays, where weekly episodes focused on sharing tools, practices, and candid reflections intended to support others dealing with mental health challenges. This initiative became a platform for education and connection, reflecting his desire to make a positive impact. In these episodes, Presley introduced followers to healthy coping mechanisms and encouraged openness about difficult emotions. He emphasized that mental health requires ongoing care and that seeking help is both essential and courageous. His message was clear: no one should feel alone, and recovery is possible with the right support. These efforts stood in sharp contrast to the earlier controversies that once overshadowed him. The shift from a rebellious figure to that of a mental health advocate revealed a profound personal transformation. Presley's willingness to use his platform for awareness showed a maturity and responsibility rarely seen from someone so young in the entertainment and modeling worlds. Presley also spoke about the importance of community and reaching out to friends during times of emotional hardship. He urged followers to build networks of support and to be vigilant against the toxic effects of social media hate, which had played a significant role in his own mental health struggles. This holistic approach recognized the complex factors affecting mental wellness today. The Mental Health Mondays series exists to provide mental health guidance through its educational content, which teaches people how to address mental health issues through authentic and vulnerable storytelling. Presley shared his life journey through his personal story of failures and achievements because he wanted to demonstrate his ability to show his authentic self and remain strong. The open discussion of mental health issues created a safe space for young people to talk about mental health problems, which they experienced through his personal story. Presley established an ongoing monthly session for mental health purposes, which created a positive message that people can recover from their mental health problems. His outreach efforts succeeded in reaching beyond his direct audience to assist all individuals who experienced the same challenges. His outreach efforts showed how much he dedicated himself to using his voice to create positive social change. Presley used mental health advocacy to assist others while he worked on his personal healing mission. His public journey became a method for him to hold himself accountable, which created a purpose that guided his life. The act of giving back became a form of self-care. Through his initiative, he challenged his followers to evaluate their mental health practices while he motivated them to get assistance during times of need. Presley created a mental wellness model which people can achieve through continuous effort, instead of viewing it as something to fear. His mental health advocacy work created a connection which allowed him to speak about addiction and recovery later, because his personal journey included multiple recovery stages which showed his dedication to overcoming all his obstacles. As Presley's mental health journey blossomed into activism, it opened the door for him to share more difficult truths about addiction and the complex road to recovery. Addiction struggles revealed. In August 2024, Presley Gerber took a bold step by openly sharing his ongoing battle with addiction, a struggle that many had only speculated about until then. He admitted on his Instagram stories that he was dealing with a fairly high opiate addiction that had persisted intermittently over several years. This revelation was a stark contrast to the polished image many associated with him, revealing a raw and vulnerable side few had seen before. Presley's honesty about addiction came as a surprise to some, but was deeply meaningful, showing a young man confronting his demons head-on rather than hiding behind public facades. He spoke about the fear and uncertainty that came with preparing to undergo ibogaine treatment, a psychedelic therapy used to treat addiction and post-traumatic stress disorder. The apprehension he expressed about detox and the unknown outcomes highlighted the challenging complexity of his recovery journey. Despite the jitters, Presley sounded optimistic and refreshed, motivated by the accountability he created by sharing his progress with fans. The act of being transparent became part of his healing process, turning vulnerability into strength. This moment felt like a full circle for a young man who once boldly declared himself misunderstood, closing the chapter on secrecy and opening one focused on hope and renewal. His openness sent a powerful message to anyone struggling silently, that admitting vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous step toward recovery. Presley's willingness to share this part of his story helped destigmatize addiction and offered a face to many suffering in silence. This candid moment was a reminder of the human struggles beneath celebrity gloss. The process of recovery from addiction follows an unpredictable course, according to Presley, who experienced multiple recovery attempts throughout his addiction battle. His journey included setbacks and moments of doubt, but each step was part of a larger commitment to reclaim his life. He showed authenticity to others through his open approach to life challenges, which made him more relatable to people. By discussing ibogaine treatment, Presley introduced his followers to alternative therapies that many aren't familiar with, opening up broader conversations about the options available for healing. His courage to challenge stigma demonstrates how addiction treatment should be understood within the celebrity world and beyond. Throughout this process, Presley maintained a focus on accountability, explaining that public sharing helped keep him motivated to stay clean. The industry standards no longer controlled him because he needed to protect himself while maintaining his health. The shift in priorities established a crucial moment that defined his personal and professional development. His message was clear: recovery is possible, but it requires openness, support, and courage. Presley's journey became a battle between falling and rising, which attracted everyone who faced similar problems because his story created hope that extended beyond the news. This chapter in Presley's life showed that the young man behind public images and scandals followed a path towards healing, which required him to display inner strength supported by his close relationships. As he faced addiction, the support of family became even more vital in guiding Presley through the twists and turns of recovery. Support systems and family ties. Behind Presley Gerber's struggles and public revelations lies a crucial network of support, anchored by his family, especially his mother, Cindy Crawford. Over the years, Cindy has been a steady presence in Presley's life, publicly expressing her love and acceptance, even when his choices, including bold tattoos, sparked controversy. This unwavering support formed a safety net that helped Presley navigate the pressures of fame and personal hardship. Cindy's encouragement went beyond mere words. Her understanding and acceptance offered Presley a rare refuge from the relentless media scrutiny and judgment that come with a famous surname. Having a parent who listens and stands by you during turbulent times can make a world of difference, and Presley has acknowledged this grounding influence. Randy Gerber, Presley's father, has also played an important role in providing stability behind the scenes. Together, the family's collective strength has been instrumental in fostering an environment where Presley can seek help and be honest about his struggles without fear of rejection. This sense of home and belonging remains a cornerstone of his ongoing recovery. Family support extends beyond emotional presence. It also includes creating space for Presley to rebuild his life at his own pace. His ability to take breaks from modeling and focus on healing reflects a family culture that values health over career accomplishments. This prioritization is a subtle but powerful form of empowerment. The support network includes both friends and trusted confidants who provide both emotional support and companionship during challenging times. Presley has spoken about the importance of reaching out to friends when social media hate or mental health challenges feel overwhelming. The relationships function as essential support networks which maintain life during times of vulnerability. The support system demonstrates that people need others to help them achieve mental wellness and recovery progress. Presley's choice to depend on his social network demonstrates how addicts and people with depression can combat their isolation. Through this sharing, he advocates for a kinder understanding of healing processes. Presley experiences genuine moments of anxiety and doubt despite receiving strong support because he faces treatments like ibogaine detox. The knowledge that he has someone to support him empowers him to face his challenges. The process of recovery depends on individuals who accept their responsibilities while receiving assistance from others. His family demonstrates how love and acceptance function as stabilizing elements, which help people endure public scrutiny and private difficulties. The foundation enables Presley to pursue complete survival and personal development, which leads to his discovery of new self-identity. The relationships which Presley builds during his challenging path will continue to protect him because they demonstrate that people need others to recover, while family members serve as their guiding lights during challenging times. These strong family ties not only offer Presley stability, but also reinforce the importance of unconditional love in his journey. Through their unwavering belief in him, Presley has come to understand that healing is a communal effort. This foundation empowers him to explore deeper layers of self-discovery, knowing that with his family by his side, he is never truly alone. This profound support would fuel Presley's renewed hope and accountability, driving him toward a healthier and more hopeful future. Hope and future outlook. After years of intense public scrutiny and deeply personal battles, Presley Gerber has reached a point in his journey marked by renewed hope and a commitment to accountability. His honesty about addiction, mental health, and the struggles of fame shows a young man ready to redefine his narrative on his own terms. This shift is not just about survival, but about reclaiming his identity and purpose beyond the glare of the spotlight. Presley's recent openness signals a turning point, where rather than hiding his pain, he embraces transparency as a tool for healing. By sharing his experiences with followers, he creates a space for dialogue that can inspire others facing similar challenges. This vulnerability carries a powerful message. Recovery is possible, and no one has to walk their path alone. In discussing his upcoming ibogaine detox treatment, Presley revealed a mixture of fear and determination. This blend of emotions is a natural part of confronting change, especially when it involves overcoming addiction and trauma. His willingness to face these fears head-on, while keeping the public informed, underscores his evolving maturity and strength. The new understanding which Presley obtained has resulted in him accepting responsibility for his actions, which he now fully embraces. He uses his recovery process as a public demonstration, which helps him establish personal accountability while creating a network of people who will support him. The process of transformation enables individuals to transform their previous difficulties into a base which they can use to develop their abilities and maintain their success. Presley needs to continue his journey, but his path to recovery becomes clear through his commitment to his personal healing and his work to assist others. He understands that he will experience setbacks, but he believes that these setbacks will help him progress through his complete development. The method develops two vital elements which make up the process, which needs to be used for permanent transformation. Presley wants to use his vocal abilities together with his public platform, which he holds, to create understanding about mental health issues and substance abuse problems. His past work with Mental Health Mondays shows his dedication to this mission, while his latest revelations about the program, which he leads, reveal his commitment to this goal. Through his work in advocacy, he aims to create a beneficial effect, which will extend to both his work in fashion and the areas outside of that industry. Family members form an essential foundation which helps Presley to continue his life journey. The love and understanding which Cindy Crawford and Randy Gerber provide him create an environment of support during his recovery process. His social circle gives him both emotional backing and physical protection, which strengthens his belief that people need to work together to achieve healing. Presley's story demonstrates that every famous person hides an intricate personality, which fights through fundamental human difficulties. His open communication about himself transforms the existing mental health and addiction treatment system by showing that true strength emerges from being vulnerable. He works to inspire people so they can find assistance while they develop a positive outlook on life. This shift in mindset sets a powerful precedent for others struggling in silence. Presley's journey encourages people to confront their own battles with courage and a sense of hope, reinforcing the belief that transformation is always possible, no matter how steep the climb may seem. His willingness to expose his struggles lays a foundation for more open conversations about mental health, offering solace to those who feel isolated. With each step, Presley continues to pave the way for others, showing that vulnerability can be a source of profound strength and change. As Presley Gerber steps into the next chapter, his resilience and courage inspire a broader conversation about grace, growth, and redemption. His journey is an evolving testament to the power of honesty and support in overcoming life's toughest battles. Presley Gerber's story teaches us that beneath fame and glamour lies a very human struggle for healing and identity. His journey from rebellion to recovery highlights the strength found in vulnerability and support. If you found this story compelling, please like this video and subscribe for more insightful content like this.